Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good evening, everyone. Wishing you a very happy and a holy Vaikuntha Ekadashi. They say that on this day, the doors of Vaikuntha are opened. And Vaikuntha is the place where Lord Vishnu resides. So we can say that in our common parlance and easy terminology, that is what we call as heaven. So Vaikuntha is heaven. Now, while we will today have, at the end of the session, we will experience that Vaikuntha today, but I thought it's important to talk about it. What is Vaikuntha, or what is heaven? And what are these doors that have opened? And what does it signify and symbolize for all of us? This afternoon, when we were having a lunch, and we were having this chat actually today, and we say this place is heavenly, or sometimes we say it feels like heaven. Yeah, and that's an expression that we use. Now, let's try and see what are these attributes of a heaven. What could be this place that, Luca, if you were to imagine, would be heaven? I'm trying to say a few things that come to my mind, and all of you feel free to add what are the missing attributes. So one thought that comes to my mind is that heaven would be a place where it's a beautiful place in terms of its physical beauty. It's a place where there is abundance of everything. That means there is no scarcity. It's a place where there is great food, yeah, because we all love our food, and we get to eat our delicious foods. It could be a place where there is a lot of beauty around, so that means great surroundings and great beautiful nature, vibrant nature. The weather is excellent, very mild, enjoyable climate, fresh air, because these days air has become almost a curse on humanity. So some place where we can have fresh air, water, good clean drinking water which is mineralized and not gone through thousands of cleaning processes, so that nothing worthwhile is left in the water that we drink. So almost drinking from the streams. And we feel and experience a lot of peace. We experience serenity. We experience a state of love. And we experience that love not just inside us, but we experience love from everyone around us. So when we say love is in the air, it is not for just one person. And this love is not just for our individual family. And in this loving place, there is no shortage. As I said, there is abundance. We don't have to care for where our next meal is coming from. There is no struggle here to survive. And everybody is kind and compassionate. Okay. And We feel this deep sense of peace, contentment, satisfaction, and that overwhelming feeling of love. So, if there is any other thing that I've missed and you want to add to it, yes, beautiful people, if I may have forgotten, very good looking people all around, right? Uh, but that's kind of taking care of all that we would say that and beautiful homes, beautiful places. So, if that is what is heaven to us, and you can in your definitions add whatever else that you would think you would call it as heavenly. Uh, so, if that's the place that we are seeking, and we feel that, after we die, after we leave this body, we say we will go to heaven. And we say, Our Father in heaven. So that means our Father is having all this fun and he's enjoying all this. And the poor sons and daughters are, are here struggling and they're always wanting to go to heaven. And but but the father said that actually, son, I'm sending you to create heaven on earth, right? So this heaven, actually, if we understand it, and today if we can jointly, all of us today can open this door to this Vaikuntha, this heaven today, I think it'll be a great job done, right? How about going into heaven today? Uh, and enjoying the abundance, the beauty, the joy, the love, the sacrifice, the compassion, uh, and all that exists actually here and now. What we are seeking is actually here, but it's just that we are unable to appreciate what is already present and is available to us. And that was the conversation we had today over lunch when we had a yet another amazing, delicious meal. Our stomachs were contented, and we said, what a beautiful place we are living in. Okay, the air is so fresh, the water is absolutely clear, it is fresh spring water coming from the mountains, and there is love flowing. There is so much love for each other, and the willingness to help each other, and the willingness to live for the other. Because remember, we are looking for this unconditional love. We are not looking for this selfish love that we have for ourselves and for our own family, my children, my partner, my so and so, right? But when the love starts to transcend that limited body love to a love which is not just, it's easy to love a master or a teacher, because there also it's transactional, because we're getting, as long as we keep getting something from the master or the teacher, there is love for the teacher. But as soon as that need is finished, then that love also changes. But a love which is there for not just one or two people, but this love is all pervasive, right? and this love is based on interconnectedness of all life. That love is not for just the people you meet when you go for a walk, or you go in the market, or where you work, or the people you interact with, but also the compassion and love we hold for nature and all the animals who come our way. And I remember the other day, Vanita had shared with all of you an experience that happened with us. We were going for a walk in the evening. Actually, it was, late in the evening. It was getting dark. Normally, because we are in raw nature here, there are a lot of animals who come in the night. So normally in the night, it is not advised that you should go for a walk, but we generally do like to take some risks. So we were going and in a very narrow road, in the center of the road was coming a huge bison. And these bisons are uh, almost about 9 feet in height, and they're huge, massive creature. And this one was really, really huge. It was walking in the center of the road, and it doesn't. If it walks in the center of the road, and the road is about 7 or 8 feet wide, it doesn't leave you any space to walk on either side, right? Because he's like the king of the road. Either he walks or you walk. And normally people are scared because they look very bulky, but they're quite agile, and they do not like human presence around, and they can surprisingly pounce on you. But in any case, we got to know almost of the presence of the bison when we are face to face with it. And that instant, as we looked, as I looked at the bison in the eye, and instantly, it came to me. I said, "I love you," right? And the minute that happened, it was so beautiful to watch that brute of an animal, right? Instantly stepped to the right and went exactly to the corner of the road, almost going into the bush, and it started to walk as if it gave way for someone else to travel. And the whole road was kind of vacated for us. It was so beautiful, the that moment was so profound. The love and compassion that that animal exuded at that time was so beautiful. I didn't even ask the animal for giving us away. But just look at it. It received some love, and it responded by itself as if saying, "I'm so sorry, I was walking on the center of the road." Right? It's his right, because these roads were actually for them. We just came and invaded their space. And at that instant, you realize that love is magic. Love is all that we need. And wherever this love is, heaven is exactly there. We do not have to wait to go to a physical place called heaven. We create our own heaven. That heaven, the key to entering into this heaven is to develop this unconditional, selfless love. And wherever this love is, all beings, not just human beings, but animals and plants, will respond. Because this is what has created the plants, love has created animals, love has created human beings. And all of us, therefore, respond to love. And once this love gets activated, once it and love is already there in each one of us. It's always present in us. But that love is a very narrow and a very selfish, touchy feely kind of a love, a very possessive love, a very insecure love. But once this love starts to open, when we start to adjust and accommodate others, when we start to accept that we are all part of that one universal consciousness, when there is no separation amongst us, because at the core of each one of us, inside each one of us, the same love flows. Like we say, in each one of us, blood flows. To me, more basic than that, blood that flows. That blood flows only in the body. But what flows inside our heart center is love. And that love, once it starts to go beyond the narrow, limited, confined walls, or you can call the prison of selfishness, and it starts to break that boundary, that wall, where you go beyond your own, possessions and needs, and for your living for yourself. When you go beyond that and you start stepping in, seeing that the same love is present everywhere, and I can tell you, you will experience magic in your life at every moment. Every moment. Because if this is one thing that you use, if this is one currency that you use for every transaction of yours, the only thing you will get back is love. Even the hardest nut can be cracked with this love. All you have to do is to keep sending that love, right? So, and then what happens is you get into this beautiful journey where this love, if you start to experience this love inside of you, and if you start sharing this love, the more you share, the more you get back, the more others start responding, and then you realize that the key was always with us. We always had it, but we did not know how to use this key. And the reason that we all come together, we meditate together so that we experience this energy of love every night at 9 p.m. And then when we speak to each other, we try to experience this love again together. And we try to encourage each other how we can help each other to experience this love. Because this is a time of great transition of human consciousness. It's a time of great change that is upon us. And it is so evident that unless we change, unless we come together as one, which is actually our inherent nature, we are by nature just one consciousness. And if we willingly start moving towards that experience, all that is going to fall around us, all that is going to dissolve around us will not even bother us. So, right now, we need to step in together much more faster, much more in togetherness, much more in cohesion, much more in love, because it's not just about us. I don't know if how many of you saw that movie, that I think it was a Marvel movie called Doctor Strange. Hmm? In that movie, there is this lady who was she was like a master teacher. I'm forgetting her name, right? And she is the teacher who's training Doctor Strange, and she's about to die, and and he's absolutely scared. He says, you can't leave me like this, and how am I going to manage all this darkness that is coming by myself? So, and he said, I'm not ready. And she answered, no one ever is. Till you step in and you face it, you won't know whether you are ready or not. Hmm? And then he said, but tell me, what is it that I need to know that will make me experience this or handle this? She says, the day the veil of illusion from you will be taken away, that day you will realize that this life was never meant for you. This life is actually for others. He says that's the biggest illusion, that's the biggest hoax. And it was so profound, and that's the minute she falls down to her death. And in this time of trying times, when all of us are feeling this heightened energies inside of us. There is a heightened, you know, vibration levels. The consciousness is being lifted. It's important for all of us to find our center, to enter the doors of heaven using the key of love, and to feel that peace inside each one of us, to, to experience that beauty and joy inside of us, not for our own selves, but we have a moral duty because we were born at this time to not just save ourselves and experience this heaven. Definitely, we will. I assure you, each one of you is going to experience it, right? And we will all journey into this beautiful land. But this has to be not for our own selves. We have to step beyond this limited me and mine. And we have to be the beacons of light, the beacons of hope for all those who are still struggling out there in the material world and feeling smug and arrogant that this world is going to be like that. No one realizes that this world is going to, when it starts packing, this material world will start packing like a house of cards, right? All those who feel very confident that everything is secure in this world, materially secure, will start to feel, when the tremors come, it will shake everything down. But if we have found our center, and if we have found our heaven, right? And if we are together in this, we can not only weather any storm, but we will actually be the rescue ship that will take a lot of people on board and will take them on the other side to safety. So, on this day, which is very auspicious as per the Vedic system of life, I invite all of you that today use the key of this love and decide today that you are going to enter into your heaven. And that heaven is not in the sky. That Father in heaven is actually inside each one of us. Heaven is inside, and the Father is also inside. It does not reside, He does not reside in any different place. And He is saying, come in and experience this peace, experience this one consciousness, and because what shifts inside shifts your reality outside, because everything is a manifestation of, actually everything is a projection of what we are experiencing inside of us. When we experience love and happiness and joy, we project that to the entire world, and everything around us start becoming beautiful. Okay, that's the only magic that I know, and that's the only magic I use with everybody. And therefore, what comes back to me is only magic. Okay, and I realize the power of creation is in my hands because I have understood the trick. It's a very simple thing which you all know, and I'm just trying to help each one of you to enter. And I'm willing and I am available for all of you. You know it. You don't have to wait for every Saturday or a meditation in the night. What the meditations in the night are doing is bringing our energies together. We're combining this flow of love together, and each one is getting transformed in that love. These meditations are very powerful. I hope you are experiencing something. In this, we are all coming together. Let's just enjoy this process and be together on this beautiful journey. And I love you all. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.